Alright, this is for Eleni and the rest of you who are wondering what the conditional tense is and why it's used. Basically, the conditional tense, the way we're using it in this chapter, is to indicate what you would do. Now, there are two parts to this, conditional tense and then the conditional with the imperfect subjunctive. This particular slide right now will just be about the conditional tense. So, I could say something like, Eleni would go to the game. Alright, so we have Eleni, and then we have to go. Alright, so the would is implied with a conditional ending. So to go would be ir. Alright, so we've got ir. Oopsie daisy. We've got ir, and then we need to add in. Sorry. We need to add in the ending. Iría al partido. So that's the conditional on its own, right? Eleni iría al partido. Eleni would go to the game. The endings are ia, ias, ia, íamos, iais, ian. Alright, before we get to how we combine both the imperfect of the subjunctive and the conditional, let's just go over the formation of the imperfect subjunctive. Now, the formation of the imperfect subjunctive starts with the preterite tense. And we're going to start with the eos, eas, ustedes in the preterite. Second part, we're going to drop the ran. Drop ran. And the third part, we're going to add the endings. Those endings are ra, ras, ra, ramos, and this particular accent right here is on the vowel before the R. Rais and ra. Now, if we want to talk about an example, let's see. If I were is one that we oftentimes talk about. Now, if I were to eat, right? So, comer would be the verb, right? ER ending. We're going to do the ellos, ellas, ustedes, so the preterites. Ellos comieron. All right, we're going to drop the ran. Comie. All right, so we've dropped the ran. Now we need to add the ending that we need. So we've got first step, second step, third step. It all depends on what subject we're talking about. Now let's look, I guess, at an example between how we use both of them and what you guys are going to see tomorrow. Alright, let's combine the two and let's do an example here. The example, let's see this. If Eleni were to meet Klaus, she would be happy. Alright, so we got if Eleni were to meet. Imperfect subjunctive right here. Alright, so let's start with that. Si Eleni. Now we're going to use to meet, conocer. Alright, so I'm going to first put it in the preterites. Si Eleni, and I'll just do each step here. Ellos conocieron. Alright, so we're going to drop the ran. Conocie. and then we're going to add the ending. Now, for Eleni, it's going to be the él, ella, usted, so it's just the ra. Si Eleni conociera a Klaus, ella, alright, and then we've got would be happy. Now, would be, it's a condition, so we're going to use estar, we're not going to use ser. Alright, so we have ella estaría feliz. So we have estar, the whole infinitive, plus the ending. So, si Eleni conociera a Klaus, ella estaría feliz. Now, in the quiz tomorrow, here's what you're going to see, or in the final. You're going to have one of the verbs hidden. Now, it could be, conociera could be blank, right? You might just see the verb conocer, but you'd have the rest of the sentence. It would say something like, si Eleni blank a Klaus, ella estaría feliz. When you see estaría, all right, conditional, you have to immediately associate it with the imperfect subjunctive. So you're going to have to look for one of the endings of ra. So either ra, ras, ra, ramos, rais, or ran. That's the biggest clue I can give you on that. Now, not every C is going to be imperfect subjunctive, right? Because we also, in chapter 10, did the we also did the future if clauses. So now you have to look, chicos. If you see the C, right, it's going to be either connected to the imperfect subjunctive or the future. So the clue, what you have to look for here, is this second verb. What's that in? Since this is in the conditional, this has to be in the imperfect subjunctive.